All right, guys, so welcome back. We are wrapping up the day pretty green, really nice green day. It could have been one of our record days in this account, but it wasn't because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wrap up at 10:30. I'm done. And I only did 2 trades after the market opened, and most of it was pre-market trading. BIMI, I want to focus on this one a little bit, and then KXIN, which is our clear lead gapper at this point in time on the day. Now, why did I trade one over the other? I want to focus a little bit on that one. What made me get aggressive on a pre-market? Because if you guys know, usually I'm watching pre-market pretty aggressively starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I already have a watch list starting around 6. I'm already kind of watching a little bit around that time. So what made me kind of get aggressive on BIMI, while the other lead gappers, some of the ones we were originally watching, I mean, from... oh my God, they're not even on our watch list anymore. We'll actually review them in a second. But yeah, what made me kind of pivot here a little bit? I want to focus on that. Now, let's go to the laptop screen here quickly, and then you guys can kind of see the overall stats. BIMI, we are up $844 today. And then you can see here that we didn't even trade KXIN. It's not even up here. Yeah, and the other ones are just swing trades that we are kind of long right now. These are actually fairly new swing trades. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with BIMI. Let's actually talk about, and actually you can see right here, the market cap for KXIN right now is at 701 million market cap. So this was a big increase today. It's up 400% right now. It's actually shooting through the roof at $11. Yeah, 400% up now, while BIMI is kind of really just chilling here as really in far second place. The thing about it is though, and actually we'll just start with KXIN. This had a 1 million float. It was a Chinese shell company with no catalyst today, and I was like, oh man, I'm really not stoked about this one. I love the price range it was in pre-market, and I like the 1 million float, right? Those are really nice things. It also had good room to run, but let's actually go here to KXIN. But my problem with this ticker is not just that it was a recent gap down, because sometimes you have these nice gap fills and you know it's explosive, is really the fact that I couldn't really find a catalyst on it. I've had a lot of these Chinese companies that were a little bit more tricky to trade, although BIMI was also a Chinese pharmaceutical company. But this one had really good quarterly 2 results. I'm talking like, you know, I think their earnings per share were up like 500%, and then their sales were up like 1,000%. It was really strong. So I really like the catalyst overall on this one. While this one, and I also like the market cap. It was a little bit more sustainable, right? And yeah, that's why I was thinking, okay, BIMI much nicer than KXIN. So let me kind of focus on that one. KXIN though, you know, it's just ripping so hard here, and this would have been so fun to trade after 10:30, but this is pretty much when I wrapped up trading at 10:30. So before then, KXIN made a really nice breakout, had a good pullback here. This would have been probably the one, maybe this one as a second entry, maybe as a quick pullback here. You know, it like, I wasn't super stoked about trading this one, so it's kind of hard to say what I would have done. But, you know, pre-market, we were watching this one, and I wasn't really stoked about it because I was like, okay, well, right now it's having some big resistance right around 3.5. It's making a nice bull flag here, kind of sold off again. It's kind of holding this area, but right now it's trending down. And then I was so focused on BIMI at the open that I wasn't really watching KXIN anymore. Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, yeah, I guess maybe it was a mistake. But at the same time, we wrapped up some really good profits with BIMI. And in a second, you guys are going to see exactly why I picked it, because it was really clean. Yeah, so it went down 20%, roughly 18% here from the market open. Then I had a phenomenal red to green move. On the break of VWAP, it would have been a good time to go long. It would have been tough. Volume was picking up quick. These spikes here were fast. You had that one quick opportunity. I don't know if you guys can see it here. You had that one really quick opportunity for a quick micro pullback here. That would have been a good setup. I don't know if I would have done it myself. It would have been fairly aggressive, but that would have been a great setup. And then you have, you know, after the halt right here, this phenomenal pullback back to huge support at 366 and the 9 EMA and VWAP. This is like one of those picture perfect setups. I wasn't a big fan of it because of the lack of catalyst, but we've seen a lot of these Chinese companies oftentimes run on no micro catalyst. So catalyst specific to the company. So I was like, okay, I mean, you know, this one does have the energy behind it, so maybe it's going to do it. Plus that 1 million float is that big spike ability, right? BIMI on the other hand, and we could talk about KXIN a little bit more near the end of where I would be looking for this one to go. BIMI on the other hand, you know, like we said, good quarterly results, 5 million float, so it has that spike ability. We're always looking for tickers below 50 million and ideally below 10 million float. So both of these fit the catalyst, right? China pharmaceutical company on the NASDAQ, just like KXIN on the NASDAQ as well. Just a little bit more transparent, I would probably argue. So yeah, let's zoom here, pre-market zoom in a little bit, and then also let's just zoom in on the daily chart. So the daily on BIMI, what I really liked about this one is it was a former gapper. So let's quickly talk about, you know, what we're looking for tradable stocks, right? Ideally float below 10 million, has a catalyst, right? BIMI does with the quarterly results, has strong spike history. So we have a lot of these former spikes here that are looking really, really good. Good daily chart, good room to run, yes, for sure. We have these kind of critical 3.5 zone. If we break it, we could run to 4. If we break 4, we could run all the way maybe to like 5 before there's some major resistance. So I really like the daily chart. Fast rate of change, right? This thing is moving very, very quickly. You'll see that more pre-market. And then as well, that ideally price range between $2 and $7. So let's now scroll over here to pre-market. Sorry, I need some water. It's been a long day. So yeah, scrolling over BIMI pre-market, scroll back here a little bit, zoom in. Yeah, so it wasn't until this thing was popping up a little bit late here. At 8:30 had the big pop up, then it came on the radar. That's when I started doing my research about this one. So I didn't really finish the research kind of looking into this one about like, I don't know, it was somewhere after this bounce. I really wanted to buy this bounce, but I wasn't confident enough to buy it at 8:30 roughly. So I missed this. This would have been a beautiful bounce near Big Sport and 9 EMA. Had a pullback here above VWAP and then ran again. And I was like, okay, there's a lot of power behind this one. We haven't seen a lot of activity yet on different tickers. This is right now the clear lead gapper that every small cap day trader is probably looking at. And then KXIN eventually popped up. I eventually got the first pullback here, sold as a nice little pop to the upside. I got another little pullback here. This was a good little move. Very, very quick move. I actually almost closed this one for a small loss. Luckily, I closed my sell limit order and then it spiked back up here. And this was actually a nice little second win. Similar situation here. Really fell below 9 EMA. And I was like, oh, you know, this is probably going to be a loser. I'm just going to take my loss and move on. You know, gave back like 150 bucks on this trade. And then all of a sudden it spiked up higher. And I was like, no, that could have been a huge winner. Anyway, you know, we had a 1 minute pullback here. Took that one. I didn't want to hold this one too long. Felt like maybe I was following into this trade a little bit. So I was kind of happy to get out of that one quickly. Took another little bit of a dip trade here. This was a small winner, and then into the market open, I had one of our bigger position sizes, almost $10,000. I bought here for a possible red to green move, but I wasn't looking for the full red to green move. I was just looking for a dip trade and a retest on the 9 EMA. It actually eventually kind of retested the 9 EMA, but I probably would have, you know, got shaken out here. So happy I didn't hold into that. Tried one more time to dip trade this one, and then I was actually going to trade around 2.8, but unfortunately, or like 2.75, 2.78, 2.79, something like that. But we never broke 2.84, so I never got my, you know, bottom bounce on this one, which is a little bit unfortunate because it has a 20% move off of that. We should have, could have, would have got that move, honestly, but kind of left it hanging. So to me, BIMI was a little bit cleaner overall. Somehow, to me, it was a little bit more predictable. It was a bit more my style. I liked the way it was moving pre-market. You can tell there was buyers behind it. You could just feel it in the order book. They were constantly, you know, chipping away to new highs. It wouldn't pull back that much. It was just a very, very aggressive ticker. While KXIN, I don't know, it was a bit of a snoozer pre-market. You know, really kind of selling off here. Didn't look too interesting. Just go back here, you can see it, and I had decent volume, but then the volume got lighter and lighter. It just wasn't really too interesting at one point. So I was like, ugh, I don't know, not really too hot. But yeah, now it's really going to exponential. This is a huge move on it. It's really, I should be trading it right now, but I do like to wrap up at one point. Right now it's trading outside the extended 2 deviation of VWAP. This is a really, really extended stock. Once it does crash, it's going to crash hard. I don't know when it's going to be, but maybe the high is 13.4. But by the time you guys are watching this, you guys will know what the high is. You know, red flag here is that the buy volume is selling off a little bit. So I'd be extra cautious on this ticker. If I was interested in buying KXIN on the way down or something like that, I'd be doing dip trades very, very quickly. I don't think this is a ticker I would hold overnight. Who knows what's going to happen. On a move like this, I wouldn't be surprised if they were going to do some sort of offering or some really, really bad news was going to come out. I would honestly want to learn a little bit more about this ticker, but at the same time, I don't know. Right now, it's just like, it's not a buy for me. It hasn't been all day, so I don't see why I would jump on it now. It has been a great day trading stock, so sometimes understanding like your style a little bit is important, because to me, this one had too much risk. I like BIMI more, so I stayed focused on it. I knew I was giving up a good opportunity on KXIN, but at the same time, you know, sometimes if you focus on too many tickers at once, you miss all of them. So to me, focusing on BIMI was really the move today. But yeah, congrats to anyone nailing KXIN. Really, really sweet trade. On the way down, we do know though, $7, huge support, and then $8 again, big support. And then I'd probably argue $10 at this point now is really, really big support. So those are key areas on the way down that I would be looking for maybe possible dip trades. I probably won't be trading this one overnight, and I kind of doubt we'll see it tomorrow, but who knows? Right now, it's been a phenomenal move so far. This thing is running like crazy, so anything is possible. We'll see what happens. Plus, it's technically a multi-day runner. This is a, you know, third, fourth big green day in a row, you could argue. So this is actually really, really impressive move. Yeah, absolutely wild. Let me know what you guys think on KXI. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and why you guys think it's running. Other than that, overall, this month has been, you know, going pretty well. Here's our stats so far from the October. Right now, we're kind of in the third month or third week of the month. We're up $3.6 thousand. So today was a really, really good day. Total winners here, 68%, you know, a little bit down from last month where we were at 74%. So that's okay. Average wins, average losses, a little bit too close, 1-to-1, but you know, we had a few bigger losses this month, also with the AMC trade. That was a pretty ridiculous loss. It would have been the one time where kind of like, you know, not following your rules and holding on to a loss longer and not cutting your losses would have worked, because AMC is now back, like it's almost at $4, so kind of ridiculous. But yeah, overall, I think, you know, we're doing all right. This could be tightened up a little bit. The win-loss ratio could be a little bit better. Overall, I think, you know, it's been an okay month. I had to pivot a little bit because September was very slow, and then near the end of the September, we were having kind of, you know, the summer lull was coming to the end, and then we started spiking back to the upside, getting some big moves, some really big gappers. So I kind of started, you know, dip trading a little bit less and getting a little bit more aggressive with the breakouts, pullbacks, and stuff like that. And so there was a little bit of a pivot in October, but overall, I'm pretty stoked. Average position size crawling up here just a little bit. I want to really get to this to $5,000 by the end of the month, but we'll see. Yeah, that's everything for this video, guys. It was super fun, back on the stream, back Monday. I'm excited for what this week has to hold. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to review the watch list and then trade the market open. Would love to see you there. Join the community. It's an absolutely amazing place. Till next time, guys, like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.